Hey guys, Ken Hicks here, Adventure Factory Rep. We've been actually manufacturing campers for 55 years, and today we're going to unpack the 89 RBS. Firstly, with the 89 RBS, let's go into fitment. So with fitment and the 89 RBS, you're going to be seeing more of those higher ranges of trucks, so your 2500s, 3500 range, short bed or long bed, which is nice. But with that being said, you are going to be sitting closer to that 3000 weight range in this, so that pounder range on that. So it will be sitting more in your heavier duty trucks. Moving forward into that, we like to go into the construction side of things. So with this model, with it being more in that bigger size of model, it is the 2-inch aluminum framed. It is clear pine cord. So with that being said, it kind of gives you more rigidity in that framing, as well as an insulated process as well. Kind of gives you more insulation in that framing, and also holds that rigidity to it as well. It is an R13 wall, closed cell foam in that wall, all laminated together through our true composite construction. So the 89 RBS is going to be kind of designed for the family. You're going to have those options of the slide on this one. So you have a full wall slide with the 89 RBS with that Dream Dinette as well. So you do have that extra sleeping bed space as well. It is comfortable for up to 4 adults, so that's always a good plus side. So usually depending on the size of the family, kids, dog, you have the room in there, especially with that slide. It really does open up the space. So maybe getting out there for the weekend, or if you're wanting to push more into a week trip, the nice thing with the 89 RBS, there's enough add-ons to it that allows you to really get out there with the family and enjoy. Moving down actually into the bottom side of this, you can see here on the Adventure Camper that we add a nice comfort step. The nice thing with this is it allows you the option of, while it's in your truck, still not having to worry about reaching up to the door height. So you get that flip down option. You can also have this option up out of the way. It kind of keeps things nice and smooth and organized, as well as locked in. It's all powder coated, so you don't have to worry about, you know, the terrain or any of like the salts on the road if you're winter camping or anything like that. It cleans nicely, and also it can be removed if you did want to not have to worry about it, but it's a nice comfort step. It really allows you that option of staying off the ground, not having to worry about putting shoes on right away, and allow you to really still maneuver around in and out. This is a removable step, and it actually allows you to see down into the basement of the camper. So when we open this up, you can go ahead and take a look and see here. I like to start off by pointing out the framing. So you can see in here, we have that core insert. It really gives you a good visual of how the rest of the framing looks. And then as well, we also have your liquid waste, your bodily waste pull plugs here. So this will allow you to be able to drain your tanks when they do fill up. Nice thing here too, you can see your battery disconnect, nice and easy to get to if need be, as well as a nice pull storage tray. So you got your storage tray down here. Right in here, we kind of keep the extra arm and the extra pieces for you there. But it's just another nice storage compartment, maybe axes, fishing rods, things like that, just where you kind of want to keep them enclosed. The nice thing about this basement too is everything's heated and enclosed. You actually have an R22 value down here in the basement. It really allows you to make sure that you can get out there and enjoy the true 4-season build of the Adventure Campers. Close this up here for a second, but that's kind of your basement. Kind of gives you that option where things are going to stay clean, not dirty, and really give you that clean, organized access to your valves and everything. Close that down right now. Moving up into the door, you can kind of see right here we've kind of changed some things up. We've gone into a keypad option. It really allows you the safety, knowing that you don't have to worry too much about being in the woods and having that possibility of leaving the RV key. So what we ended up doing is we gave this secondary option for maybe somebody went hiking, somebody went down to the water, and you know you want to make sure that your camper's locked and safe. So it just kind of gives you that extra added feature. Moving up forward, we switched to an LED light. It just gives it a nice bright surface lay, allows you to really feel confident and be able to move around the back side of the camper. As well as the 2 speakers. So you got your speaker system. We have a Bluetooth AM system inside as well. Allows you to go outside and inside. Kind of just gives you that little bit of comfort feel, you know, with the music side of things. And then going into this side, you have our fat ladder. So this is going to give you that access up onto the roof. It is a TPO roof, fully walkable one piece. So that gives you the option to get up there, you know, clean some things up if you need be, do your maintenance, all stuff like that. But just know that you have a nice, safe, secure ladder to get you up there to the top. As well, you can see that we also have the Carefree awning. So you got your full Carefree awning out the back. Kind of gives you that coverage in maybe the summertime when you want some shade, or if you're, in the rainforest side of things, you'd be able to have some cover from some rain. It just gives you that added option of, keeping things nice and dry for you moving in and out of the camper. Moving up into when you're wanting to get into the door, you also have a nice handle piece. So you can have the handle piece up out of the way for travel, or you can have it outwards. Nice thing with it being outwards too, it really allows you to really step down while reaching up. You don't have to feel like you are reaching high. It keeps it nice and low and stable for you. That's another plus. You can also move it this way too for extra bit of security while you're traveling like that. If you're ever just traveling down the road, you can have this just in case anything, right? We can open that up again just so it's ready to be used. We can move along over to the side. You can see right here you have your main power connect. So this will be your 110 connect. So if you are at a campground that has full connection, you'd be able to plug in and be able to run all the amenities. You do have your also main city water connect here too. So that will also be if you're at a full hookup style of site or all at home trying to be connected, you don't want to have to fill the tanks. You can go ahead and connect right to here. That will give you that pressured hose line feel through and give you that water access. On this camper as well, it also has the cable port. So that will allow you to have the option of adding cable need be if you would like to have that added in the future. And then you can see down below here, it kind of works into your sewer connection. So what we saw inside with the pull valves from the under storage, this is where you're going to be releasing it. It will come out here. There's a hose also on the underside, which we'll take a look at on the other side, that allows you to empty your tanks. Up into this portion right here, this is going to be your storage compartment. There's add-ons for generator option as well. So you can get the Onan 2500 generator series that will fit in this section. That is an add-on. It's not a standard feature, but that is available through Adventure. Moving forward, you can see that we've kind of took a play into a little bit of our history. So this is kind of the colors of Adventure from past that we wanted to kind of incorporate back into our more of a streamlined look. So this is going to be your full dinette slide. We'll take a look at that inside, but this is kind of what you're going to see on the outside. It has the full Carefree awning topper, so that is the nice plus side. So when you are in that areas where there's leaves or other foliage or stuff like that, you do have that protection of not having to worry about those getting into those seam lines or into the roof lines. It just kind of gives you that added ease of mind when you are in those more stormier days. Nice thing about this too, it allows you to have a bit of a nice compartment door out here. So the compartment door is nice stick up like that. You do have those full 4-season compartments. So those will allow you to still be confident while you have stuff stored in here that they are going to be out of the elements. Moving forward, you can see the vent cover pieces. So these are going to be your fridge vents. So you got your fridge vent down below, your freezer vent up above. It is a 2-door fridge. We will take a look at that inside as well. So moving forward into this section, we'll take a look at the Happy Jack kind of system that we use. So this is our jack system. This one is the electronic model that we have. So this is the electric jacks. It would come standard with the crank model. It does come with a bit if that's something that you were wanting. But the nice added benefit to this is the way that we actually mount them with Adventure. So for a lot of your traditional campers, you're going to see a lot of the jack systems get mounted on that bottom corner, which tends to not be a strong holding point as to where we like to attach them. So where we like to attach them is actually right along that main seam point of where that wall is. And we're bolted in on either side. So you got double bolts on this side, as well as main leg bolts on this side too. So that really allows it secured and snug to actually a strong point of the camper, right? So you're not having that downward tension of pulling or twisting when you're lifting the jacks up and down. It really does stay true to the strength of the camper's frame. Moving around to the front here, you can kind of see how we go into a nice stream finish. So one thing that's nice and different from Adventure and what we pride ourselves in is everything that we do is C and routed. The reason why we do that is it keeps the precision proper and consistent along the build. We stayed away from a front nose cap. Reason why with that, again, is consistency. When you're using a front nose cap, things don't tend to line up. You tend to have to use fillers and other additives to really make sure it stays and fits properly. So we wanted to stay away from having more extrusion points and stuff like that for water to get in. So we decided to stay away from that cap and just Make sure everything was properly precise with our see-in builds, and that's why you're gonna see this nice, sleek look with a one piece that goes all the way to the back. Again, eliminating seams, eliminating extra lines and extra intrusion points for water. So that's kind of why we stay away from the front cap and go with our see-in design. Coming down into the front wall of the 89 RBS, you can see right here we have our battery compartment. So in this compartment here, you can see that it is vented. There are battery options, add-ons for this as well. You can see it's all pre-wired, ready to go for you. This compartment does close down, also has that magnetic door again, so you can work with both hands. With that being closed down, it is vented, so you don't have to worry about any type of buildup of gases or anything like that from lithium batteries. You can also see here our front camper guides. So with these front camper guides, it really allows you the ease of mind of knowing that as I'm loading and unloading the camper, I have protection from my wheel wells, from my back bumper, on the corners of my camper, as well as guides. So the nice thing with this, it really allows you to have that ease of mind of knowing that as I'm backing up, I'm not going to be hitting flat wall corners. If anything happens or anything is not aligned, I'm going to hit a guide bumper, and it's going to actually shift the camper a bit rather than hitting it flat on to avoid any of those damages. So then moving on to the passenger side of the camper, you're going to see right off from the front nose again our dual pane windows. So all the windows on this camper are dual pane, 4-season rated. So that will allow you to really get out there and enjoy the elements. But moving into it, you can see your hot water heater section. So this is going to be where all the hot water core and all your main hot water section stuff will be. Also moving down through that, you get into your potable water fill. So this is going to be where you're going to fill your tanks. If you are looking to add your fresh water to the tanks and aren't planning on having main hookups or being off grid. This one also comes with 40 pounds of propane. So you will have two 20 tanks. This is where you can take them out if you need to fill them, put them back in. Nice big compartment, really allows the access. You're not having to fight with anything. Close that up here. You can see that those are vented as well, just because it is a gas in there too. You can see it moving into this section. This is going to be your furnace exhaust. You're always going to want to be careful in this area just to kind of know that there's going to be some heat coming from here if you are running heat on the inside. And just while we're at it, see this little red tag right here? This is your center of gravity tag. So when you are out there wanting to load the camper, this is going to give you that visual point of where you're going to want to have that axle kind of fitment in that range zone of your load point. So this is kind of where we give that visual, just a little bit of ease of mind, especially if there's two people. It makes things a lot easier, just knowing where you're going to be fitting that. And as well as an outdoor shower. You can see right here, you got your full outdoor shower piece, full hand wand handle, hot and cold. So that kind of gives you that added feature of being able to, wash the muddy boots off, or maybe the dog went down and, rolled in something that it shouldn't have. So you're going to spray them off. You got nice options here just to give you those means of cleanliness before going into the camper. Also right down here, this is going to be your tank flush. So the nice thing with this black water tank is you are able to hook a hose up to it, and it actually goes into a system into the tank that kind of sprays out and cleans out your tank. Gives you that option of not having to sit there, have any type of bad bodily waste sitting there and getting in a bad mess. So this will allow you to be able to clean those out as well as drain it through your system. So with that being said, we've now gone around the outside of the 89 RBS. Let's get on side and take a look. So as we enter inside the 89 RBS, we'll take a look into the bathroom. So you got a nice clean slid door, keeps things out of the room, and then it opens up to the nice largest wet bath in the industry. So I like to point it out, I'm 6'5", 250 plus, and I fit in here with ease. No issues. I can stand up. There's a nice skylight in here, gives you that headroom, which opens up. While I'm in here, I might as well talk about it. So we got porcelain toilet, nice fully sized. I can show you, I can sit on it. Plenty of room. I can even sit back if I need to. That's nice. Stand up out of there. Full shower curtain. Just a nice door protection. Moving into medicine cabinet. Nice shelf. Nice room. Plenty of room. Big mirror, which is also a bonus. Typical faucet, typical covered toilet paper, which then moves around out. I'll step out a bit. You can see that it's full wrap. So everything around here is complete for a wet bath. You got your fan with the exhaust fan to blow things out or blow air in, regardless on how things are going. So the nice thing with this is it comes with a nice little portion for hooks. Allows you to put your gear in there. Say you're out fishing, you want to hang your waders. It allows you to utilize the full wet bath as also some sort of gear locker as well. Keeping things out of the way that might be dirty. So that's just a nice handy point to the sides. It really allows you to play with the whole thing. Moving down out of the bathroom, we'll get into the front entry point here. So right here you can see your light switch for your awning. As well as your awning switch, as your slide switch too. So this is going to be your main operations for in or out access of your awning or your slide, as well as the lights here too. Moving forward through the 89 RBS, you can see that we kind of are in that galley area now. The nice thing I like to point out is, again, I am 6'5", plenty of headroom. I'm a bigger guy, so I got that shoulder to me, but still plenty of room for people to walk around and move around inside the camper. We can start off with the stove side here. So flipping up the stove cover top piece, it will give you access to that 3-burner top. So it gives you that option to have multiple different things cooking at once, boiling or things like that. Moving down into it, you can see that it gets into your nice stainless steel finishes with your easy to use gauges, as well as the accent light to them. So that kind of gives you that option if you want it at night as a little bit of a night light source, or just kind of wanting that little warmth feel. As well as a nice oven light. So the convection oven opens up, gives you a nice spaced oven, gives you a light to view. You don't have to have the light on, but that's kind of your main cooking section here. You got a nice hood vent fan as well, gives you fan and light, again with that brushed stainless steel, into that microwave option as well, with that stainless steel area too. Another big thing that we like to really pride ourselves in with Adventure is our handcrafted cabinetry. So as you'll see here, as I open it up, there's no screws. So we don't have any screws, anything like that, that will give you those give points and shift points while traveling down the road. Everything's actually handcrafted and laminated together. So that really does show you the pride and the quality of what we're really wanting to produce out there, which is having an item, having a unit that's going to last you in time. Moving forward into that, you can see that we do have these 2 compartments, very large. Gives you that upper cabinet storage in the kitchen. Moving on both sides, nice top shelf as well. There is a 110 plug in there, so you are able to plug in extra items if need be. Coming down into that, you can see you have a nice light window here for your kitchen source. It does slide open. It gives you that vented option with that screen. You do have the blinds as well that do give you the extra bit of privacy too. Large counter space that also works into nice double sink. So you can see here, nice covers that kind of go over the sink when you're not in use. They can be used as cutting boards, which is also nice. But you can see here, high deep faucet sink gives you enough space to work nice and efficiently in both sinks. Big deep sinks too, so it gives you that space to really work in with pans or larger items too. You can also see here is the main control panel. So this is going to give you the option for having your water heater, the water pump. This is going to be your main entry port lights, as well as your main porch lights. So this is going to be your main control center here. You can see below that we have our 30 amp controller here for your solar section. This controller does hold up to 600 watts of solar, so you can add more need be. It also gives you your gauge readings here for your tanks and battery. Right to the left here, you have your Dometic thermostat system. So this is going to operate your heating in here, which also is duct out actually right below here. So you're going to see that you have the 2 ducts that are going to be blowing out that hot air, which also allows it to really get to the camper, really spreads throughout, gives you that true warmth and feel to allow you to really enjoy those 4 seasons. And again, moving down, you have another 110 outlet here. So that's when you're plugged into a source, or if you're on the generator, this will allow you to be able to use that. Maybe you want to plug in a coffee maker somewhere where you're at, or maybe to boil water instead of boiling on the stove, gives you that option too. As well as the nice open compartment down below the sink. So you can see that you have the nice big section here. You can see that you are able to store quite a bit, maybe a garbage can, a full-size garbage can, so it's not in the way. Gives you that option as well. Again, you can take a look at that finish. A nice, full, clean edge laminated finish. You can see that we also joint them together in the top. It just gives it that true strong finish at the end. Show the doors. We got the nice ball bearing slide doors that have that soft touch close. Allows you to really get that comfort of knowing that as you're traveling down the road, you're not going to worry about those opening up on you and having a mess on the floor when you show up. So that's a nice comfort side of that. So moving over to the dinette side of the camper. So in the 89 RBS, the S stands for the slide side of things. So you do get a nice full wall-to-wall slide. It is still the Dream Dinette. We do have our North American upholstery. It's actually fire treated, heat treated as well. With that leather bottom, so that when you have any spills, you may with kids, or even sometimes there's that odd spillage of yourself, it happens to be a nice easy wipe for you, a nice clean, easy clean surface. As well with this, you do have a bed option. So with this dinette, it's our Dream Dinette option, you are able to still put this into a bed. So I'll kind of show you how that goes. So there's a little bar down here that folds away from the lock mechanism. And all you're gonna do is take your two hands and you're gonna push down. I move the cushion out of the way first, push it down all the way. These cushions then pull down, they then fill into the middle, and that would actually make up your bed. So you would fit those down through. They do fit snug, so that is a nice thing. When they are really in there, they'll lock in nice. And then when you want to pull it up, all you're gonna do is take those cushions, do the reverse option, pull it right up. You can pull those cushions out of the way so it's easier. Take that bar, and you lock it right back. And now you're back to your dinette. Nice, smooth, and simple. Gives you that option to have an extra spot for sleeping if it was more than two people. Kids, a great option as well. It does make a pretty wide bed. But that's kind of the dinette setup. You can kind of also see moving in. We have the pull down shade. Makes it simple, really easy. Doesn't bounce around on you. It stays really tight to the window. You can see above here too, you have your two interior speakers that is hooked up to the internal system here with the 110 plug as well, and your USB ports. So you also have that option for your USB ports in here too. As well, into this back end, you do have the option of that fantastic fan. So you're in those warmer temperatures and you want that airflow in, you can have that pull. Or if you're in those warmer temperatures or the cooler temperatures, you need a little bit of airflow out with the heat, you can also have this pull air out as well. You do also have your fire detector, your smoke detector as well up above, and then your fire extinguisher by the main door. So aside from your main cupboards and your main drawers, you do get one more kind of miscellaneous drawer, or however you're wanting to kind of fill that. But it does give you that option to utilize the space down below. Moving forward from there, you will kind of be able to see right here our double doored fridge. So this is our gas electric fridge. It gives you that option for the big freezer with your main power and cool controls right above, as well as a nice large fridge portion. So you get a nice full drawer with adjustable drawers. Same with the rack system on the inside of the fridge. Because we are on this side, we might as well move up into the entertainment section. So the nice thing about this is we have a nice cutout here for you to be able to add a TV with any type of cable source or HDMI source with that 110 plug here. So that will give you that TV option. There is a backing piece in here that you are able to mount it to as well. You can see here is the Jensen. That's the Bluetooth system that we now have. That's the system now that's operating the exterior speakers, those interior speakers, and operating your TV and video controls through this as well. Front window here, you can see that we have the nice emergency exit side on this one. Bedside storage that folds up, carpeted fully through, as well as the slide and the bedside. This is a full queen, so you will have the full length queen width-wise as well. Again, you can see the front side that has the bedside table with the nice drawer, as well as a front shelf piece to allow you to be able to store books or iPad or things like that. And the nice thing about this too is you have a nice mirrored wardrobe. So as you're sitting here, you're able to look into the mirror. So it's a dual mirrored, double sliding door from either side, wardrobe section. So this piece actually just slides open. You're gonna have that nice shelved piece on this one side and your nice clothing side hanging on the opposite side. But it just gives you that option to have your clothes stored in a nice comfort area that's out of the way. You don't have to feel like it's taking up any space. I'll close this over. Final little portion I like to show up here is the privacy curtain. So the nice thing about this privacy curtain is it slides out for you, comes all the way through. I'm obviously blocking the full way, but it still gives you that nice light feel. So if there is light, you can still see back here. You don't have to worry about feeling like you're enclosed. But it also gives you that privacy if maybe you had friends staying and they were staying on the bed in front where the dinette is. Just gives you guys that bit of privacy piece for changing or things like that. Another nice feature up in the front cab over bed is the fully open moonroof. So this will allow you to fully open it up. It actually does have some shade coverage too. So you do have a full coverage with a shade curtain as well as a screen. So if you did want to have it open, letting air flow or things like that, you don't need to worry about the bugs or the pesky flies getting in. So it kind of gives you that option to still be able to use that full use of that moon window. So with these features and seeing everything that the 89 RBS has to offer, thank you for coming along as we unpack this unit.